What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I have another Palantir update. So in yesterday's video, I called out the bottom on Palantir. I said that I don't think it can fall much further. And with all of the events that are surrounding Palantir, I think that it's going to have a pretty sharp reversal coming pretty soon. Now, the stock rallied about 5% today, so we'll see if I'm right on calling the bottom in the next few days. Now, I also picked up a couple of pretty interesting option plays on Palantir today. So if you want to see exactly what those are and learn from my positions, just make sure you stay to the end of the video because that's where I'm going to be going over them in detail. Now, before we get into all of the news surrounding Palantir, if you guys enjoyed this video, please go down and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. It really helps out with growing on this platform, and it helps me get this information out to as many people as possible. If we go over and look at the Palantir chart, we can see that it had a really awful past couple of weeks. It was at the $29 mark and fell all the way down to about $23.55. And today it had an amazing rally of about $1.23, and that's about 5.26%. It's down a little bit after hours, but when it has such a big rally during the day, it's not abnormal to see the stock price fall in after hours trading. Now, pretty soon, about on Thursday, we're going to see Alex Karp talk about the handling of the pandemic. So we're going to see them talk about the challenges faced by governments around the world relying on technology and software to respond to the pandemic. So this is going to be the first event in the series of 3 very important events for Palantir that could cause the stock to go to the upside. Now, I think during this conference that Alex Karp is just going to pump how good Palantir has been doing in helping out all of these organizations and governments handle the pandemic through their predictive analytics and data analytics software platforms. This event is going to be on Thursday, January 7th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So this is going to be during market hours. It's going to be a very interesting event to see what exactly Karp is going to say ahead of Palantir's demo day, which is the next event that we're going to be talking about. So Palantir announces the inaugural demo day, and they're going to basically show demonstrations of its Foundry, Gotham, and Apollo platforms. And the really important part is it's going to cover examples of its commercial and government work. So we kind of know already what Palantir does, but we haven't seen its exact software in action unless you're an insider, and then you know exactly what the software does. But the everyday investor or somebody who's interested in the technology of Palantir doesn't know the specifics of what the company is actually doing. Yesterday, Palantir recently got a new contract from a company out in Japan, and this is going to be Sompo Holdings, and they're basically going to be using the software to streamline supply chains across industries and increase security and resilience in the region. So basically, they're going to use this for healthcare. That's essentially what Palantir has done throughout 2020, and I think that we could expect the healthcare contracts to continue in 2021 because the pandemic is still a very large issue, and Palantir's software and data analytics platforms are instrumental in helping the different organizations and governments handle it. So the speech by Alex Karp coming up on Thursday, demo day, and this new contract are 3 pretty decent indicators that Palantir is doing very well, and it's got a lot of room to go to the upside, which I think we're going to start to see in the share price in the near future. Now, there is one thing, however, that could cause some concern in Palantir. So we do know that the share lockup period is expiring in the near future. So the share lockup period is expected to continue until the start of the 3rd trading day following the date of public disclosure of Palantir's financial results for the year ending December 31st, 2020. So basically, this means it's going to be 3 days after Palantir's next earnings, which is, as of right now, it's predicted to be on February 11th. So that means that on February 14th or 15th is when this lockup period will expire. I don't think this lockup period is going to cause any issue for concern because of this right here. So the intraday high of Palantir is about 33.50. I've talked about this in a couple of my other Palantir videos. But if I was an insider and I had a bunch of shares that I got for the company, for part ownership, working at the company, anything like that, and I know exactly what this software can do and how far it can go in the future, and it was trading at 9 and went to 33, now it's at 24, there would be no way I would ever sell my shares at such a low price. Even right now, there is still such a massive disparity between the 24.60 price right here and the high of Palantir. So I think there's going to be a lot of pumping going on in the near future to maybe get the share price high enough so where the insiders will want to sell, or they're just going to leave it be. The institutions are going to stay away, and a lot of these individuals will keep their shares, and it'll kind of be a no issue for the company. So let's get into the play that I got today. I talked about it in the video I put out yesterday, but I actually went and bought it today. So if we go over here and look, I was looking at the February 19th, 2021 expiration date, and here's why. So it gives me enough time so that the contract won't be like extremely affected by time decay, and it's going to cover a lot of different events. So the first event that it's going to cover is the Alex Karp speech, which I think is a bullish speech. It's going to send the stock price going higher. We have Demo Day, which I think the technology that's going to be unveiled and all of the examples of how Palantir has helped everybody, that's going to be another reason for the stock to go up. And then we also have earnings on February 11th. So I usually play a lot of earnings. I usually play the run-ups, or I do a little bit of a trick where I can figure out what the market's pricing in and do some strangles. I'm going to make a video on that strategy coming up, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But the contract that I went for was the $30 strike. Now, here's why I went for this specific strike. Now, it has enough time. It's pretty far out of the money, but it is not unreasonable that Palantir can get to this price by earnings or even February 19th. What's even more important is that when we come over here, the open interest on this contract is 32,000. Now, I do a lot of analysis on the option chain, so it basically means that 32,000 of these $30 strike contracts are being held in people's brokerage accounts right now. And today, 5,000 of these contracts were traded, and this seems to be the highest volume out of any strike on the option chain. So a lot of options traders are bullish on Palantir going to 30 or above by February 19th. So if you guys like this play, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just what I'm getting into. These are all for educational purposes, so you can just see what I'm doing. But that's going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoy what I had for you in this one, please go down and hit the like button and hit the subscribe button and comment down below your thoughts and if you have any plays on Palantir going into the near future.